Girl power! Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn starts off the latest wave of superhero movies with its February release. Margot Robbie returns as the Queen of Chaos, but this time she's no longer pining for her pudding. Instead, Harley has joined up with some Gotham gal pals to rescue a young girl from the clutches of a ruthless crime boss. In this video, we're going to look at the comic book origins of the Birds of Prey, as well as what viewers can expect when the film hits screens in February. The first Birds of Prey comic hit store shelves in 1996. Writer Chuck Dixon penned the one-shot story Birds of Prey Black Canary/Oracle. The book featured the sonic-powered heroine Black Canary and the computer genius Oracle. Oracle, also known as Barbara Gordon, had been the superheroine Batgirl. However, an attack by the Joker left Barbara a paraplegic. The attack forced Barbara to channel her drive into learning how to access the then-growing internet. She used her skills with computer networks to serve as a data source for the Justice League and other superheroes. Over the last 2 decades, several female icons of the DC universe have flown alongside the Birds of Prey. Some have been on the side of the Angels, such as Hawkgirl and Power Girl. Others have a less-than-heroic history, such as Poison Ivy and Catwoman. In 2002, the WB ran a Birds of Prey TV series for 13 episodes. That show was set in New Gotham, an alternate future Gotham City left without its iconic protector. Future versions of Oracle, Black Canary, and Huntress fought villains such as Lady Shiva and, of course, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn has become one of the most iconic characters in comics in the last 30 years.
And I'm here to report a terrible crime.
And Margot Robbie is bringing her back to the screen. However, Harley Quinn made her first appearance not in the comics pages, but in a 1992 episode of Batman the Animated Series. From that point forward, she became one of the most popular characters in the medium. Dr. Harleen Quinn-Zell was a psychiatrist assigned to work with patients at Gotham's Arkham Asylum. Comic fans know Arkham as home of some of Batman's most dangerous foes, none more so than the Joker. When the good doctor served as the Joker's therapist, she fell in love with the clown prince of crime. She donned a costume patterned after the Harlequin, a comedic character from Renaissance-era plays. Her on-again, off-again relationship with Mr. J fueled many of the series' episodes, and still runs through the character's stories to this day. When she's not causing mayhem with the Joker, she hangs out with her bestie Pamela Isley, better known as the Batman foe, Poison Ivy. Another character who got their start on Batman the Animated Series was Gotham City Police Detective Renee Montoya, played in the film by Rosie Perez. Montoya worked closely with Commissioner Jim Gordon, and by extension, Gotham's Caped Crusader. During the show's run, Montoya was partnered with Detective Harvey Bullock, a hard-nosed cop. Unlike Montoya, Bullock didn't appreciate a certain pointy-eared vigilante sticking his nose in police business. In the comics, Montoya's character took a slightly different turn. She was partnered with Crispus Allen, a well-educated African-American detective. Allen would frequently apply his book smarts to their cases, while Montoya used her Gotham-bred street smarts. Montoya was also one of the first openly gay characters presented in the Batman comics. Both Montoya and Allen would later take on the mantles of other legendary DC characters. After he was taken out by a corrupt cop, Allen would become the Spectre, the personification of divine wrath. Montoya would take on the identity of the Question, a detective who wears a faceless mask and investigates the deepest conspiracies of the DC universe. Black Canary has been one of the foundations of the DC universe for decades. In the current comics, Dinah Drake Lance is one of the most skilled hand-to-hand fighters in the DC universe, nearly on par with Batman. As if that weren't enough, she can emit a high-pitched scream called a canary cry that can shatter brick walls and deafen her enemies. Although she was a founding member of the Birds of Prey, this sonic siren has also been a member of nearly every version of the Justice League. However, her main partner in crime fighting has been Oliver Queen, also known as Green Arrow. The pair shared the comics pages for decades, but their biggest splash in live action came with the launch of the CW series Arrow in 2012. While Black Canary has been a staple of the CW Arrowverse family of shows, Birds of Prey will mark the character's feature film debut. Katie Cassidy brought the character to life on the small screen. Friday Night Lights star Janice Smollett-Bell will fill the fishnets on the big screen. The Huntress character has a long, distinguished, and sometimes confusing history in the comics. In her original incarnation, she was Helena Wayne, daughter of Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle, also known as Batman and Catwoman. After the 1986 DC Comics crossover Crisis on Infinite Earths, she became Helena Bartonelli, the last surviving daughter of a mafia family. In all her various guises, she has been a close ally of the Batman family, along with Robin, Nightwing, and Batgirl. Her signature weapon is a handheld crossbow, which she uses to dispense justice in the streets and alleys of Gotham.
What?
You are so cool.
Huntress has already made a few live-action appearances, starting with the 2003 WB series. Actress Ashley Scott played Helena Kyle in the series. She also made a blink-and-you'll-miss-it cameo in the 2019 Arrowverse crossover Crisis on Infinite Earths. The Helena Bartonelli version of the character, played by Underground star Jessica DeGao, appeared in the first season of Arrow. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, star of such films as Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and 10 Cloverfield Lane, will play the Huntress in the new film. In the upcoming film, Ella J. Basco plays Cassandra Cain, a typical teenager caught up in Harley's hijinks. In the comics, Cassandra Cain is anything but typical. Cassandra was the daughter of David Cain and Lady Shiva, two of the deadliest assassins in the DC universe. Instead of teaching her to speak, Cassandra's father taught her hand-to-hand combat as a first language. His efforts to turn young Cassandra into the ultimate assassin left her mute and illiterate, only able to communicate through sign language. She embarked on her new career at the tender age of 8 when her father assigned her to take out her first victim. After Cassandra turned on her father, she channeled her combat skills toward fighting crime as the newest Batgirl. She would go on to be a valuable member of the Batman family, as well as other superhero teams such as Young Justice, The Outsiders, and Justice League Elite. Although she has appeared in cartoons and video games, the Birds of Prey film will mark the first live-action appearance for the Cassandra Cain character. The big bad looking to take down the Birds of Prey is Gotham crime boss Roman Sionis, played by Ewan McGregor. In the comics, Sionis was the heir to the Janus Cosmetics fortune. His parents were obsessed with keeping up appearances, which led to young Roman's obsession with masks. After his parents lost their lives in a suspicious fire, Sionis changed the company's direction toward more outrageous forms of makeup. His decisions led to the company's collapse and eventual acquisition by Wayne Enterprises. His hatred for his parents and Bruce Wayne led to him launching the False Face Society, a masked gang that would launch a crime wave across Gotham. Sionis would take on the guise of Black Mask to target both Bruce Wayne and Batman. His mask also allows him to hypnotize his targets, enabling him to control his henchmen and overpower his enemies. A version of the character played by Todd Stashwick appeared in the Fox TV show Gotham, but McGregor's role will be the character's big screen debut. In the TV series The Mindy Project, actor Chris Messina played Danny Castellano, Mindy's on-again, off-again boyfriend. In Birds of Prey, Messina goes from long-suffering boyfriend to knife-wielding psychopath. In the comics, young Victor Zsasz contemplated taking his own life. When a transient tried to stab him, Zsasz took the knife and fatally stabbed his assailant. Instead of taking his own life, Zsasz reflected on the meaninglessness of life through his victim. Zsasz then slashed his arm to mark the occasion. He would go on to mark himself after taking out each of his victims, leaving dozens of scars all over his body. In his eyes, everyone else is a zombie, and Zsasz is doing them a favor by relieving them of the burden of life. When he's not targeting his victims, Zsasz acts as an enforcer for Black Mask's gang. Much like many of Batman's foes, Zsasz has spent time in Arkham Asylum, along with the Joker and Harley Quinn. Actor Anthony Carrigan played a version of Zsasz in the Gotham series, but this will be the character's first appearance on the big screen. When it comes to Birds of Prey, women aren't only kicking butt on the screen.
We're gonna have to work together.
They're also calling the shots behind the camera. Director Kathy Yan is the first Asian American woman to direct a major superhero blockbuster. Birds of Prey is also only Yan's second feature film in the director's chair. Her first was 2018's Dead Pigs, a story about how residents of a Chinese town cope with thousands of pig corpses floating down a nearby river. Dead Pigs won the special jury prize at the Sundance Film Festival the following year, putting Yan on the map. In an interview with Variety, Yan related some advice she received from Patty Jenkins, director of the Wonder Woman films. "I actually called up Patty Jenkins during prep and I'm like, what am I doing? She told me, you've got to remember that no one knows this movie as much as you. That's what makes you the director." Bumblebee screenwriter Christina Hodson penned the Bird script. She's also scheduled to write the scripts for other upcoming DCEU films, including The Flash and Batgirl. Although Birds of Prey comes out in February, fans can expect lots of Easter eggs. In one trailer, Harley bathes her pet hyena, Bruce. She tells Cassandra, "I named him after that hunky Wayne guy."
I named him Bruce after that hunky Wayne guy.
In Batman the Animated Series, Harley has two hyenas, Bud and Lou. She named them after Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, a comic duo from classic films in the 1930s and 1940s. When she breaks up with the Joker, she drives a truck into the Ace Chemicals plant, the same plant where Joker transformed her in Suicide Squad. The trailers also show Black Canary as a nightclub singer, a callback to the animated series Batman the Brave and the Bold. In one episode, Black Canary and fellow Birds of Prey, Huntress and Catwoman, take to the stage and sing about their favorite male heroes. Comedian Ali Wong also has a role in the film, although her part has not yet been announced. Could she be playing Poison Ivy? Will she and Harley have a girls' night out? Find out when Birds of Prey opens February 7th. So what do you think? Are you looking forward to watching Harley's emancipation? Who's your favorite Bird of Prey? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to The Binger to get notified about our latest videos. Thanks for watching.